What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I will be doing a technical analysis breakdown for strategy B with the ticker symbol MSTR. I'm just going to be going over the monthly chart today because I already covered the daily and weekly chart for you guys yesterday, and I do want to go over some comments and some video analytics just to show you guys kind of like the backstage of the channel. So just to summarize, we need to see a break of this downward sloping trend line, or else we're still maintaining that bearish bias towards the downside. So this would be the first sign of a bullish reversal as we start seeing, or you could say the first sign would be at least a bounce off of the support level. But for this to have like a nice bull trend develop, we need to see a break of the downward sloping trend line. So we're approaching support. This was probably the worst time to sell right at support or take a short, in my opinion. And looks like we're about to get a bounce soon. So let's see how strong that bounce is. So that's what I see on the daily chart. And let's take a look at the monthly chart. Here's the monthly chart. I'm not using the webcam today because I am not in my office. I'm traveling, but I still want to do these videos for you guys. So looking at the monthly chart for MSTR, it still looks pretty strong. We're in a nice strong uptrend. We're still above the bullish trend line. So as you can see here on the monthly chart, we're still above the bullish trend line, still above the EMA. We're finding some resistance at the top side of this trend. Looks like we're in a micro range pattern. So you can see that there's some support or resistance here, support there. So it looks like a bull flag. You see that this green candle right here is the pull, and then we have the flag pattern. So this could just be maybe a slight breakdown lower and then probably another move up higher. So overall, the trend still looks pretty good to the upside. Even on the last consolidation, we were going sideways. Then we had a nice move up. Now we're going sideways again. Could be due for a nice move up in the future. I still think there's a lot of room to the upside because of this long-term channel in play. At first, the channel was at this angle or this size right about here. And then price developed into a more two-tiered channel. So this was the previous channel size. As you can see here, it's pretty good. And then we went into a two-tiered channel when price broke above it and tested for support, and we bounced off of it. So it looks like it's going for a higher level now, so we can double it. So the prior high becomes the midline, and this is targeting at the same pace that we're currently at. I mean, we can get to $4,000 by 2027, it looks like. However, the thing is, as a trend matures, typically, especially for these volatile stocks, it gets more exponential. So I'm not expecting it to move at this current pace. I think, this is taking a long time. We should get there sooner than expected. The top side of the channel is the target that the price is attempting to reach. So we'll see what happens. The market's not guaranteed to do anything. It can change direction, so you just have to be open to all possibilities. But as right now, yes, we're dropping. I still don't think it's a big deal at all. We're at support. When most people are panicking, it looks like this is the perfect time for a reversal, right at support when most people are panicking, and then we'll go from there. I believe strategy B will be the most valuable company in the world. I think there's a good chance for that because of the financial engineering they're doing. They're basically taking Bitcoin, creating products based off of it, and giving it to the marketplace where there is actually a need for it. So people will be buying their products because they want a higher rate of return. And they can offer that higher rate of return because it's based on a new financial asset, Bitcoin. So let's take a look at some comments, or let's take a look at some video analytics. So this is from my MSTR video I did on July 30th. And you can see that this shows you that what viewers are also watching. They're watching MSTR Today, Bitcoin Not Crypto, Pomp, Podcast, Bitcoin Market Analysis, BTC Sessions. You can see that most people are watching it on their mobile phone, computer, TV, tablet, and most people aren't subscribed. So let's see if we can get some more subscribers. 38.9% of you guys are not subscribed. So let's see if we can get to 30,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Most of my viewers are male, 3.5% are female. Age range is about 25 to about 55, 65 is the majority of my viewers. So I say the majority of the viewers are middle-aged, 35 to about 50 years old, males. And most people are from the United States, basically the Western countries, United States, Canada, United Kingdom, Germany, South Korea next. And most people are not watching with subtitles. So I think that's pretty cool analytics. And let's take a look at the comments. So we got one from here. Can you do another one for ALTBG? I get a lot of requests, and if it's not really like getting a lot of views on my channel, then I don't really typically do it. But if you want to guarantee it to be done, you can leave a donation in my video description below, and I am obligated to do it. So if you want ALTBG done, I might get to it, I might not. But if you want to guarantee it, you can leave a donation below. This comment right here, I bought more at 369. Get rich or die trying. I think that's pretty funny. I think that's my motto too. We have to, well, in my opinion, is get rich or die trying. Just you set the goals, and once you set the goals, you will start working towards the goals. Write it down too. Write it down on a card. Keep it in front of you at all times, and then it's going to keep you motivated to get that goal accomplished, whatever it is. And be specific. $1 million net worth by 2030, and then you will start working on ways to get to that goal. Metaplanet is really wasting your time and talent. I don't think so. I think Metaplanet might be the second most Bitcoin on their treasury list, on the balance sheet. For a Bitcoin treasury company, Metaplanet will probably be the second one behind MSTR, just because of how aggressive they are. I think it's going to be, it's still kind of low key. Most people still don't know. If you know MSTR, a lot of people still don't know Metaplanet. Metaplanet's pretty good, I think. Someone said this is a scam for strategy. I don't know how it's a scam. Please explain. Bro, on the weekly chart, you remove the line every time at a different angle. And last video you said if it breaks the weekly second trend line, it's probably game over. Now again, you're changing your mind. I like your TA once, but lately a bit disappointed. So like he said, keyword is probably. So let's go back to the chart and let's go over that weekly chart on the log scale. So let's go over that first trend line, or the second trend line technically. So there were two trend lines I was always keeping an eye on. It was this first one right here. This was the first angle of attack that the bulls started on. And then they went into a steeper trend line right here. So at first it was at this angle. And it does look like we broke it, and we definitely did. But it's not game over, because you can't be like, okay, once we break something, oh, I'm 100% betting $1 billion that is going to fall and I'm going to profit off of, the drop. So it doesn't work like that. Just because we break it doesn't mean it's game over. We can still recover the trend line, or we may fall to the first trend line and actually recover from there. Typically, that's not what you want to see, especially because the first two times or these other two times we did not come to it. So you want to maintain the angle of ascent, but it's not end of the world. We could stop over here and then reverse higher, or we can recover the trend line and then move up higher from there, or it could be adjusted. The market is dynamic. It's not static. You can't just keep the same line on your chart forever. So maybe, if I drag it off of, if I ignore this touch right here and I drag it off of here, that's still playable. You can see that that's still a valid trend line. Why? Because look at, I have the initial point right here, and then I have the second one right here. So the second one did not move, so we have 2 points, and then I'm going to move it to the third point, which is right over here, the wick of this candle. And we're technically still above it, approaching support as well. So it's not really invalidated. So just because we break it, it's not the end of the world. It's not guaranteed to be dropping from there. I just did not like to see that, but it's not the end of the world. MSTR going to sub 300, possibly. Let's take a look at that. Can it get there? Anything is possible in the market. Let's take a look at the daily chart, regular scale. So 300 would be, let's put a horizontal line at 300. 300 would be right about here. So can it get there? Yeah, if we significantly break that 360 level, there's not a lot of support from there till about, I would say 320s, and then 300 is not that far away. I mean, this could be a big range pattern. I mean, don't get me wrong. I wanted to go higher, just as much as you guys, but this could just be a macro range pattern. You can see how well this is just going sideways. I mean, we're just going sideways since late last year. So this could be just a big range pattern where we go from highs to lows. But the thing is, this is staying at the higher side of the range, which is a good sign for higher prices. So we'll see what happens. I think 360 is definitely, I think next week is a big week. Bitcoin also looks like it's bottoming out. Forgot to cover that real quick. Let's take a look at Bitcoin on the Bitfinex chart. So Bitcoin, the trend line was steeper So at first the trend line was like this, and then we broke it. But then this would be the most shallowest you can go and still be valid. And we did not hit it yet. But if we're bouncing, you can move it up slightly. So we don't have to reach the 110 level. Typically, you'll see a breakout be retested, but we don't have to. We're seeing a nice bounce. We're seeing a break of this downward sloping trend line. And it looks like price is coming back up towards 117. And then since this is a failed breakout, we can see a breakout on the top side. Because the market is generally symmetrical. A break on the bottom can lead to a breakout on the top of this range pattern. So, these are trap zones. Shorts entered short right here, and assuming that price would, top out and we go much lower. But a lot of times breakouts can act as like a magnet and then suck price back to it. So it looks like possibly we have bottom. I'll not be surprised to see maybe another drop down. Wouldn't be a big deal at all. But overall, it looks like it's ready for higher prices. So Bitcoin is still very bullish. I mean, it's a joke for the price of Bitcoin to drop and people be scared. What you're saying is that the US dollar will continue to succeed over time. And that's not true. If you hold $100,000 right now, in 10 years, are you going to still have that same purchasing power in 10 years? I mean, that's almost, it's 99.999% guaranteed that that's not going to happen. So you're basically valuing Bitcoin against something that exponentially increases over time. It has to exponentially increase or the whole system blows up. So it's just a joke that you see the price in terms of fiat drop because it doesn't really matter in the short term. Long term, it's going to just continue to go up over time because you have a unlimited supply of something compared to a limited or a scarce supply, a fixed supply. And obviously, as the demand increases or at least stay the same, you're going to be seeing Bitcoin's price go up over time. So overall, it's just a joke. I mean, when Bitcoin drops, it's just like a, benefit. If you don't have enough, it's just a benefit to you. So it's just a joke that is dropping down. And especially this looks like a measure move lower. Let me take a close look at this. We have one leg down right here. Second leg down, measure moves almost met. That's at 111.439. Either way, still looks bullish regardless. The upward trend is not reversing anytime soon. Thank you. Great breakdown by Dollars with Diana. She does have a YouTube channel you guys can check out. Great breakdown, V. Friday's sell-off was clearly driven by technicals despite strong earnings. Yes, I 100% agree with that. Traders do not care about the earnings. If they see the downtrend, they're going to be taking a short. If they see an uptrend, they're going to take it a long. They don't really care about the earnings. Watching that 360 support level closely, yes, that's going to be a key level. It'd be nice to see a bounce from there. It is expected at least see some sort of bounce. Staying below the downtrend keeps the bias bearish, but a breakout back above could spark a solid bounce. Exactly. That's very well said. That basically summarizes my August 2nd video. I would not worry about the downside. Easily 400 by the end of 2040. For UNH, yeah, possibly. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. This is a very common thing when people say nobody knows what's going to happen. Yes, that's true, but that doesn't mean you can't make a prediction and there's things that are not more likely to occur than others. Yes, there are things more likely to occur. We don't know if a meteor is going to hit the world, right? We don't know if there's a tsunami going to encapsulate the entire landmass, right? We don't know, but that's not how you think, right? Like you think in probabilities. UNH most likely will reach lower 200s. It most likely will recover in the long term. It's pretty simple. I don't know why people keep on saying nobody knows. No one knows with certainty. So this is a half truth. Nobody knows with certainty. You need to put in certainty in your statement. NVO and Lily being talked about with Medicaid don't get enough attention. A few months of possible gains before bear knocks down. Even worse, no thanks. Bro, if your gut says MSTR goes down, say it. Just don't beat around the bush. I'm always open to anything, so I don't like to be certain in my analysis. But yes, I do believe it's going to go down slightly more and then probably get a bounce at 360. Where the course at? I do have a course. I had an old course. I pulled it out because I want to update it. So I'm still working on that. So that's enough questions. I don't want this video to get too long. And that's just a review for MSTR on the monthly charts. Went over some questions, some video and analytics, went over Bitcoin. So hopefully you guys have a good rest of your weekend. And I'll see you guys most likely tomorrow. This is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time.